Conservative new media viewers, Jeremy Lin fans around the world, what's up? It's me, PFE, Paul F. Villarreal, the NBA expert. We're here to talk about the Brooklyn Nets 122-109 victory tonight over the Memphis Grizzlies in Memphis, Tennessee. Memphis falls to 36-28 on the season. The Nets improve to 11-51 on the year, including 4-27 away from Barclays Center. Let's get right to it. Woo! This was the best win of the season for the Nets. It's the first time all year that they have beat a winning team on the road. The Memphis is they're 8 games over 500. They're going to the playoffs. This is a good team. This is the third best defense in the NBA by defensive rating, and Brooklyn mauled them in the fourth quarter. What happened in this game was it was a very close game heading to the fourth quarter, and then Jeremy Lin and the Brooklyn Nets took control in the fourth quarter, and they outscored Memphis 34-18 in the final quarter. That was a 16-point spread, and the final margin of victory was 13 for the Nets. That gives you the whole story right there. And let me tell you, the Nets had to come back to win this game. They were down 12 points late in the third quarter, and things were not looking good. But the bench really performed well in this game. Sean Kilpatrick and Isaiah Whitehead were fantastic in this game. Kilpatrick both coming off the bench. Kilpatrick 23 points, Whitehead 15 points. That was huge. Others that contributed off the bench: Trevor Booker, Quincy A.C., Spencer Dinwiddie, even KJ McDaniels got 2 points tonight. The starters definitely got it done as well. Karis LeVert, 14 points. Randy Foye, 14 points, and had some huge three-pointers in this game. Rondae Hollis-Jefferson, 12 points, 4 rebounds. Brook Lopez, only 8 points. So the Nets scored 122 points in this game, and Brook Lopez only scored 8 points. That gives you an idea of how they want to play. It's not that they don't want Brook to score, but they want to score. They want everybody to score. So then the defense can't focus on one person. Jeremy Lin, 18 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, no steals, no block shots, 2 turnovers, 5 personal fouls. I do not have his plus minus in front of me. He played 24 minutes, shot 5 of 10 from the field, including 3 of 7 from three-point range, which means his three-point average is going up. He's got to be close to 40% now. He came into this game shooting 39.1% from 3, and it's going up a little bit tonight. So remember, his goal, I think, in the past was stated he wants to shoot 40% from three-point range, and he's on his way. And 5 of 6 from the free throw line. Jeremy Lin took control of this game in the fourth quarter, and we told you guys so many times there's been a number of close losses by the Nets recently. Remember, they had that streak of like 9 straight losses by double digits or by single digits. That's because they didn't have leadership down the stretch of this game, of those games. And tonight they had the leadership in Jeremy Lin. He came into the game, let's see, when did he come back into the game? He came into this game with 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter to close out the game. The score at that time was 98-95, Brooklyn up. In the last 7 minutes of the game, Jeremy scored 11 points. He got to the free throw line twice. He hit a huge little fadeaway shot, and then he came down and off the dribble nailed this really deep three-pointer. This was just a Mr. Fourth Quarter virtuoso performance. The bench of the Nets was going crazy, and this is why you have somebody like Jeremy Lin, for the leadership, for the performance, for the clutch play. He's done this his entire career. Anytime he's been allowed to do it, whether he was in Houston or New York, Charlotte, anywhere, Jeremy is a clutch player. He is a player who wants the opportunity late in the games. And there are not so many guys who thrive in that situation. Some guys, they don't want it. They don't want the opportunity because they don't want to mess up. Jeremy wants the opportunity, and he can deliver. And I'm going to tell you, until the fourth quarter, Jeremy was struggling in this game. He was struggling. He wasn't getting foul calls that he wanted. He was getting fouls called against him that he didn't like. In fact, right before he went on his tear, he banged into one of his own teammates on a screen set, and Mike Conley looked like he fouled him. Jeremy actually appeared to injure his wrist, and we'll have to see if that's okay later on after this game. And they didn't give him the foul. Instead, Memphis got the ball. They went down, and they missed an easy opportunity. And like right after that, it looked like, oh no, this is going to kind of fade away, and boy, Jeremy's going to be just have a tough night. And it's just going to end like that. But then he just turned it up a different level, got focused, forgot about the referees, and went in there and brought this one home. And it was fantastic. And Jeremy, in his post-game interview right after on Yes Network, I watched it, he said, look, this isn't about me. Everybody's going to talk about my fourth quarter. He said, this is about Rondae Hollis-Jefferson, Sean Kilpatrick, Isaiah Whitehead, guys coming off the bench and getting things done. And he's absolutely right, because the Nets could have been blown out in this game if they wouldn't have fought back late in the third quarter. And Jeremy wasn't on the court then, and I'm certainly not taking anything away from Jeremy, but what it shows you is this team is coming together. We told you in recent videos, this team is not a joke team anymore. This is a different team than it was early in the year. They said before the game that Coach Atkinson was saying himself, I could see the progress. This road trip, which is 8 games long, and tonight was the 6th game, is kind of giving us a chance to bond and kind of come together more. And I'm just so happy for the team, because tonight you actually got to see it. You actually got to see the fruits of the labor. But even when they weren't winning, this team was improving. You just have to, you have to look for the positives and understand and analyze what you're seeing. But tonight you don't have to analyze anything, because Brooklyn won and it shows on the scoreboard. But this team is turning the corner, and they have been turning the corner since around the All-Star break. Getting Jeremy back makes things so much better, but it's not just Jeremy. Jeremy's like the finishing brick in the foundation of the building. It's Spencer Dinwiddie, it's Isaiah Whitehead, it's Karis LeVert, Randy Foye can make some plays, it's the playmaking. The team is more athletic than at the start of the year. They're more energetic. They have more fight. The bench has a more clearly defined role. They know what their role is. And let me give Coach Atkinson a ton of credit. He has figured out the lineups. Remember, he's been experimenting with this all season, trying to figure it out. And he still has more to figure out now, because they got KJ McDaniels and Andrew Nicholson. So there's still more. But now he has found combinations of players that work. And now the guys are getting comfortable in their roles. The rookies are growing up rapidly. I mean, LeVert and Whitehead looked fantastic in this game. If you're the Nets and you're Sean Marks and you're Coach Atkinson, I mean, you deserve this win. You deserve this win. And you have put the NBA on notice. We are not a doormat anymore. We are coming to play. We are coming to win, and we can win, and we can win on the road. That's what's so great about this, is the effort that they've been putting out in these games has been mostly on the road. And it's come out after the All-Star break. It was actually like the perfect way to relaunch the Nets brand or the Nets team. Let's get started on the road, go on a long road trip, really kind of come together, us against the world, and we're gonna show people something that they didn't think was there. And that's exactly what happened tonight. Nothing against Memphis. I like Memphis. Memphis is just, they're tough, they're physical, they're very, very physical style of basketball. They will beat you up. They took it to Brooklyn in this game, and Brooklyn withstood it. But Memphis they're disciplined. They have an excellent new head coach in David Fizdale. They know exactly what they're trying to do most of the time. And you got to give them credit. They're always kind of there in the mix. At least as long as Marcus Sol's been there, which has been for a while now. You can count on this team to make the playoffs and be a tough out. They are difficult to play. Looking at statistics for team, Nets shot 53% from the field, which is terrific. They shot 47% from three, 14 of 30, which is phenomenal. 30 of 38 from the free throw line. That's really good, and they hit a lot of clutch free throws late because at one point they weren't doing that great from the free throw line, but they picked that up. 41 rebounds, 7 offensive rebounds. They had 41 rebounds. Memphis had 37 rebounds. That is terrific. Memphis is traditionally, I'd have to look at their stats this year, but in general, they're a good rebounding team. Assist to turnover ratio was 1-to-1, 16 assists, 16 turnovers. So a lot of the makes tonight by Brooklyn were one-on-one moves, more individual moves than passing, but it doesn't matter. If you got guys that can convert one-on-one shots, and the Nets do, then sometimes that's the way it's going to be. I'm just so excited about this. I guess this is just a terrific, phenomenal win. I'm going to look over my notes here right when Jeremy came back over the game to see if there's anything in particular. And as I said, Jeremy was not having a particularly impactful night until he came in the fourth quarter. And individually for him to just show so much growth. In the past, he'd kind of get down on himself, or again, maybe if he didn't get a call or something, he'd kind of fade away, but he was determined to take control of this game and to make winning plays, and that's exactly what he did. Yeah, he came in with 7 minutes left, then he immediately got his 5th foul. Mike Conley went behind a screen. Jeremy tried to fight through the screen, and he got called for a foul, hitting Mike Conley when Mike Conley was going for a 3-point shot. So at this point in the game, one more foul, Jeremy's out of the game. And this was with, 6.5 minutes left or something like that. Then they set a screen for him. He came around. It was on the left side of the court. He came around the screen, going towards the middle of the court, and took a little fadeaway jump shot from about the free throw line. That went in. The closing lineup tonight was Jeremy Lin, Isaiah Whitehead, Karis LeVert, Rondae Hollis-Jefferson, and Brook Lopez. And I thought Coach made the right decision putting Isaiah Whitehead in for the closing group rather than Spencer Dinwiddie, because Isaiah played terrific in this game. I mean, there were moments where I thought Isaiah was a player of the game, because when they needed him to get scores, he was making some fantastic one-on-one moves in this game, and he really helped. And nothing against Spencer Dinwiddie, but I thought Isaiah earned it tonight. And it's the same concept as we've talked about in recent videos. 3 playmakers on the court: Jeremy, Isaiah Whitehead, who's also a point guard, and Karis LeVert, who can make plays. So whether it's Spencer Dinwiddie in one of those 3 slots or Isaiah Whitehead, it doesn't really matter, because the principle is the same and it works, which is why the Nets are suddenly scoring more points. So then he was fouled on the perimeter, was Jeremy, so he was working to get fouled. I mean, sometimes he will consciously work to get fouled and kind of exaggerate motions and stuff. And Memphis was not yet in the penalty, meaning that they had not committed their 5th foul yet. That foul that Jeremy drew was the 4th foul on Memphis, which meant that then after that, every single foul would mean free throws for the Brooklyn Nets, including fouls that were not committed when a player was shooting. Then Jeremy had a huge rebound in traffic. Like, he was underneath the Memphis basket. Memphis shot it. They missed it. Jeremy went up, where usually you see the tallest players at, and he snagged the rebound away. That was great. Then he had an assist to Sean Kilpatrick, who was fouled in transition. Remember, that doesn't show up in the stat books. I don't think so, at least not in the basic stat books, maybe in the more advanced stats. But that was an assist for foul play. Basically, Sean Kilpatrick got 2 free throws, and that was directly the result of Jeremy's far ahead pass in transition. Kilpatrick hit both of those, 107 to 104 Brooklyn. Then Jeremy missed on a layup in and around the hoop. It was kind of like the play got broken up, and Jeremy was stumbling right by the basket, and he was like, yeah, well, I'm right here. I'm just going to try to shoot it. It almost went in, didn't quite go in. Right after that, this is when he hurt his wrist. One of his players, I can't remember who it was, set a screen for him. Jeremy tried to come around to the right side of the player. He banged into the player, and he felt Mike Conley pushed him into the guy. Jeremy jammed his wrist. I think it was his left wrist. And this is the play that resulted in a turnover. So Jeremy had begun to take control of the game. But this was the moment where it's like, well, is this going to slip away from him? Because he was very frustrated with the referees in this. He did not feel like he was getting calls. So he doesn't get a call here. It looks like he hurts his wrist, and it's a turnover, and Memphis is going down the other end. So maybe there's 4 or 5 minutes left. The game is still in the balance, and this is where Jeremy, after this play, locked in. It's like, okay, I'm either going to fade away now or we're going to get this done, and he totally locked in. So does that. Then Jeremy came down right after that play on the next Brooklyn possession. They tried to steal the ball from behind. The guy goes around and tries to pick the ball from behind on you. Instead, maybe because Jeremy lobbied the referee, he got the call. 2 free throws, made them both. And then I wrote, Lin upset, he's not getting calls. In other words, the referees are not doing him justice he doesn't feel. Then, on Memphis's end of the court, Jeremy again got excellent rebounding position, and Zach Randolph shoved him in the back and pushed Jeremy out of the way. Now, because now Memphis is over the limit, that meant 2 free throws for Jeremy once again. So he was working Memphis's to get them into the penalty. 2 more free throws that made the score 111 to 104 Brooklyn. Then Jeremy hit another little fadeaway jump shot, and then right after that comes down off the dribble, right-hand side of the court, and nails a 3-pointer off the dribble. And that was the dagger. That was the game ender. That made it 116 to 106 Brooklyn with 1 minute and 40 seconds left. And Brooklyn would then go on to score 6 more points, and Memphis would not score again. So, woo! This was just an incredible win. It's an incredible win for the team. It's an incredible win for Jeremy Lin. This really kind of signifies that he is back. He played 24 minutes in this game. Right now, he's at 25 minutes. That seems to be the limit. I don't know when he's going to go up to 30 minutes. Maybe he'll go up to 30 minutes in the next game. Maybe they'll play him one more time at 25 minutes before they take him up. I would think that when he gets to Jeremy has not played more than 35 minutes in any game this season. So I would imagine that once he gets up to 35 minutes, then he's pretty much set. He's kind of all the way back. But he has to feel great. The team has to feel amazing. Look, in the last couple games, what is it? How many they've won 2 of their last 4 games. They're 2-2 in their last 4 games, and both of them came on the road. So Brooklyn is turning the corner here. They really, really are. We've been talking about it. We've been analyzing it. And tonight, it really came through all the way. And Jeremy Lin can feel very good that he was the guy down the stretch that really got it done and delivered it when it had to be delivered. But as he said earlier, or as he said in the post-game interview, everybody deserves credit. Certainly Isaiah Whitehead, Sean Kilpatrick, Rondé, everybody was part of this, particularly when Brooklyn was down 12 points and it looked like it was all going to go away from them late in the third quarter. So a terrific, terrific win. Best win of the season. And look, like I said, said this the last few games. I'm having fun watching these games. The fun is back. The joy is back. The energy is back. The excitement is back. This team is fundamentally whole now, even though I think Justin Hamilton's still sick and Joe Harris is going through the NBA League concussion protocol. The players that they must have healthy, who are in this situation, are the point guards and the playmakers. They're healthy. They're fitting into their roles. They understand what the roles are. Guys are settling in, and now you have a real team. And I can't wait. I can't wait for the next game. I mean, I'm happy about tonight, and I can't wait for the next game, and I can't wait for the next season to see these guys when they can start off and they're not starting like 100 yards behind in the race. They're going to be, I mean, we have to see what moves are made in the offseason. And I know Sean Marks will be active, but this team can't compete. The hardest days are over. Jeremy is getting better, and everything is looking like sunshine and lollipops coming up soon. And I think that us as fans, the toughest times are behind us, and it's been a long year, but man, it's like it was all worth it now. It was all worth it. That is it for tonight's game. So let's talk about the next game coming up. And that game is coming up 2 days from now, Wednesday, March 8th. It's the 7th of the 8-game road trip. It will be in Atlanta against the Atlanta Hawks, and it will take place 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time here in the United States on Wednesday, March 8th. Can't wait. Atlanta is a good team. They're going to the playoffs in the East. They have a winning record. They play their offense. That's where Coach Atkinson was, I think, before he got this job. They play a lot like the Spurs, and they play a lot like Brooklyn, which is kind of everybody gets a share in the offense. They move the ball a lot, kind of run and gun, and it should be a fun game. It should be an exciting game. Certainly Atlanta will be favored, but Memphis was favored by 12 points tonight, and we know that didn't hold up. So hopefully the Nets can come out and hopefully they can get another win. They get 2 straight wins on the road against good teams. That would be fantastic. But you know what? One thing at a time. Tonight was great. If the team comes out and plays with effort that they played with tonight, it's a win, no matter if they get an official win or not. That is it for now. If you didn't get to watch this game, certainly recommend that you find a replay of it. Watch it on NBA League Pass, whatever. It's really an enjoyable game. And like I said, it's made all of the difficulties that we've gone through this year worth it, because you can see this team just building up, getting stronger, getting more confident, and everything came together tonight. Hope you're having a great night or great day wherever you are around the world. Take care. We will talk to you again in about 48 hours. New York Nets. No, Brooklyn Nets against the Atlanta Hawks, Wednesday, March 8th, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time in